Was it a robbery, smash and grab in Paris last night? This is the morning after show. PSG 0, Liverpool 1. I cannot believe what I watched last night as a Liverpool fan. Simply unbelievable. And I'm still speechless, to be honest with you. But can we just, before we speak about Alisson Becker, the best goalkeeper in the world, look at these stats last night. 27 shots for PSG, 2 for Liverpool, 70% possession to 30. As you can see on the momentum, to be honest with you, in the first 10 minutes, we actually looked all right. It looks like we was actually playing it smartly with the defensive style of play, and then hitting those long balls of Alisson and Virgil van Dijk. And effectively, at times, it will somewhat work. It would land to like a Jota, it would land to a Diaz where they could potentially make a run. And then PSG kind of just nullified that and got on the ball with the likes of Vitinha, who was just simply the glue last night. He dominated the midfield, him and João Neves. Them two together were ridiculous. And you can just see the momentum from, about the 8th minute till the 33rd. Liverpool had, I won't really call a minute spell, and it went back to PSG. It was 40 minutes of rough, pure dominance. How we didn't go into half time 3-0 down. I just don't know. And then the second half, it happened all over again till about the 72nd minute, where Liverpool just didn't get that box. Really, again, didn't have nothing until the 87th minute when Harvey Elliott scored the winner. But look at some of the events last night. Kvaratskhelia did score, but it was ruled off for offside. Unbelievable finish, by the way. And you can see how much it was basically offside, just by a foot. Yeah. And then obviously also in the first half, he had a controversial Canate moment where he escaped a red card challenge on Bradley Bacola. Was it a red? I mean, for me, it probably was. If I was a PSG fan or that was against my club, I'd be fuming. I think Kanata really got away with one there, especially he was already on a yellow card coming into this game, where if he got another yellow card, he would have missed the second leg at Anfield. Got absolutely lucky, man. Absolutely, just it wasn't like a little dink, and it was one of those ones where it was a proper like shove in the back, where it properly knocks Bacola off the ball. It wasn't a dive. If that was my club, I would be absolutely fuming, to be honest with you. You can see a proper still image here where Kanai does get the elbow and just shoves him in the back, pushes him onto the floor. It wasn't a penalty. People were screaming pens. No, it was outside the box. As you can see, it was clearly outside the box. But Bacola was the last man. I mean, yeah. Was it? Oh no, that's the Benfica one, sorry. You can clearly see no one was around him. Bacola was going to be in. To be honest with you, Alisson probably would have saved it, considering how good he was last night. I thought he heavily got away with one. And this is where the slot masterclass somewhat came into place. Started to nullify the midfield a bit by bringing on the likes of Endo, because I thought Gravenberch, he didn't have the best of his games. He was getting beat for quality last night. I thought McAllister was good. He had a lot of work to do, stopped a lot of attacks. He was having to go to each fullback positions, helping out the fullbacks in Trent and Robertson. Who, in my opinion, the first half I thought they were diabolical and shocking. But the second half I thought they were good defensively, and I thought Virgil van Dijk and Kanai were good defensively. Virgil was just everywhere any sniff he could get to. And that's when Liverpool improved as a backline unit. Because I thought in the first half we was getting absolutely cooked. Kvaratskhelia and Dembele were cooking. There was a part where I remember Dembele was in on the right hand side. He was up against Robertson and he absolutely skinned him and cuts inside and plays a pass. Our fullbacks was getting skinned and dropped like sacks of potatoes. And in the second half they improved, which was good. But all in all, I thought the front three were very poor. I mean, to be fair, they had no service. But when they did have the ball, they did fuck all with it. I thought Salah's passing especially was off. I mean, to be fair, he did. Nuno Mendes, I thought, put up a really good fight against him. Nullified everything he could and did. So Jota just couldn't get on the ball. Just struggling. He was running like he was asleep. Again, somewhat the same with Diaz. That was the same with Mo. But last night, Alisson Becker put in one of the best performances I've seen as a goalkeeper. In terms of the quality of the saves, the free kick save, the double hand save from Kvaratskhelia. Is it? I want to make sure I get his name correct. What was it? Where he shoots from I think just outside the box, and Alisson pushes it out. And the power on these shots, by the way, Alisson had to react rapidly quick. How we got a 9.2, I don't know. Should have been a 10. Don't understand that, but look, all in all, and then the masterclass comes in from Arna, brings on Endo, soaks it up. Fun fact, Liverpool have not conceded a goal when Taro Endo's come on the pitch as a substitute. I think he's gone under the radar. Probably the best impact sub for Liverpool this season, you could argue. I think, anyway. And then obviously he brings on Darwin, stretches the game, starts to try and wind up Marquinhos, and Donnarumma did a good job at that. Trying to stretch the PSG defence on Marquinhos on Pacho. He was somewhat doing that. And then obviously talking about the goal, he wins the ball, plays a nice little pass. And you're thinking, please Darwin, don't fuck this up. Harvey Elliott comes in, slots it, left foot, past Donnarumma. Donnarumma gets a hand to it. Probably should have saved it, if I'm being honest. Probably should have saved it. But am I going to give a fuck? Probably not. And that puts us 1-0 now, going to Anfield. I feel like, for me, I wanted to take something from the game. If you said to me 0-0, take away the 1-0. If you said to me 0-0, I'm buying your hand off, considering the performance and how much PSG should have won by 3 or 4 goals. We rode our luck, and in the Champions League, in the league, you don't win a league 38 games a season. But in the Champions League, you can win a Champions League in games like this. I remember Real Madrid, they won it when they won it in 2022. When they was playing PSG, Man City, and Liverpool in the running for the final, they got battered in some of those games. Battered. But people like Courtois stepping up and making crucial saves, hence why Courtois got man of the match in the Champions League final. So we've seen this story before, and we know where that can take us. Liverpool now, all they need to do is get a draw or a win at Anfield. And I feel like Arna isn't going to allow what happened last night happen again at Anfield. I think what the Anfield crowd and everything just won't really allow that. Hopefully Gakpo will be back for the game. I think we missed Gakpo because when we play those long balls to Gakpo, he can stand up tall, hold the ball up. He can look for a pass. His creativity has been brilliant this season, and he can shoot from long range. Because we wasn't getting chances inside the box, so at least with Gakpo, he can hold on to the ball and have a couple of shots outside the box, which he's scored a couple this season. So I feel like in those sort of moments we missed him. Hopefully he will be back. But all in all, what a defensive performance from that back four in the second half, and what a performance from Alisson back. Unbelievable. And speaking quickly on Harvey Elliott before we go, that lad has had a very unlucky season with the lack of minutes, the injuries, barely game time. But I'll tell you what, this season when he has played, he has actually somewhat stepped up. He scored a couple of goals. I remember Fulham second half impact sub. He changed the game in that game, and he came on last night and scored. Boyhood Liverpool fan, and I would love him to stay because I do think there is a talent, and I do feel like maybe we could try and get him into the system. But we'll have to obviously wait and see. Props to Darwin coming back off the crucinity and the negativity and the poor performance he put in against Villa, comes in today and gets a very big vital assist and an all-around good performance when he came on with those 5-10-ish minutes. But we take it, people. We do take it. Alisson masterclass. Was it a slot masterclass? Liverpool 1-0 up in the tie. On to Southampton. Take care. Over and out.